Welcome in to News and Views with Tom Lamprecht. The stories you've heard and the ones you need to hear.
The January 6th riot.
Speaker Pelosi.
She has objected to 2 members.
No committee in Congress will work if one person is picking all who can serve.
Ridiculous to put them on such a committee seeking the truth.
We are not out of the woods yet, the Delta variant.
The number of cases rising again.
Getting vaccinated.
Your life, your values, your voice. This is News and Views with Tom Lamprecht on Talk 96.3 and 103.7.
All right, welcome in. It is News and Views for a Political Trivia Thursday. Your category, they share this in common. I promise you it's going to go quick. I test drove this question, and it was answered in about a tenth of a second correctly. So we'll play in about 5:40, so... get ready to dial in. Be the first ones because that's going to go quick. WITN News is reporting 2 major hospital systems in the state told employees today that they must soon get a COVID-19 vaccine. Duke University Health Systems and UNC Health announced mandatory vaccinations in emails to their workers. Both systems said employees must receive their vaccination by September the 21st. So what if you don't want to get it? I mean, there's a shortage of nurses. What if you don't want to get it? The announcement by UNC is for its owned hospital, but this is important because a lot of these hospitals are in our listening area. The announcement by UNC is for its owned hospitals, but does not include managed hospitals like UNC Lenore Healthcare in Kinston, Wayne UNC Healthcare in Goldsboro, or Nash UNC Healthcare in Rocky Mount. A spokeswoman for the UNC Lenore said they will talk about a vaccination requirement, but don't see making that move anytime soon. It comes as other major hospital systems in the state, including Atrium Health, Cone Health, and Novant Health, also announcing vaccine requirements. Vidant Health in Greenville said while it is not announcing vaccine requirements today, its leadership team, along with its infectious disease expert, is urgently discussing when and how we will take this step, so says Michael Waldrop, CEO of Vidant Health. I've given Joe Biden a hard time. I will continue to give Cousin Eddie a hard time, but I will give him kudos when I think he does something right. Town Hall has released a story this afternoon that Joe Biden earlier today announced new sanctions on leaders of Cuba's communist regime as crackdowns on peaceful protesters and political dissidents continue. Quote, this is from the Biden administration, quote, I unequivocally condemn the mass detentions and sham trials that are unjustly sentencing to prison those who dared to speak out in an effort to intimidate and threaten the Cuban people into silence. The Cuban people have the same right to freedom of expression and peaceful assembly as all people. The United States stands with the brave Cubans who have taken to the streets to oppose 62 years of repression under a communist regime, Biden released in the statement. He goes on to say, today my administration is imposing new sanctions targeting elements of the Cuban regime responsible for this crackdown. The head of the Cuban military and the division of the Cuban Ministry of the Interior driving the crackdown to hold them accountable for their actions. This is just the beginning. The United States will continue to sanction individuals responsible for oppression of the Cuban people. It is notable Biden is using the term communist to describe Cuba's government. When the violence against Cuban citizens started 2 weeks ago, the Biden administration avoided using the term for nearly a week. Instead, officials blamed the uprising on a lack of vaccines and said Cubans were disappointed with the mismanagement of the economy. Yeah, mismanagement of the economy. Communism is one big mismanagement. You know, what's interesting about this, though, so that he's going to impose additional sanctions. Now, we haven't heard what those sanctions are, but he's going to impose additional sanctions. AOC, just a few days ago, blamed the United States for Cubans' troubles because of the sanctions that have been there against Cuba almost since Fidel Castro took over. So, obviously, AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and Cousin Eddie are going to have some disagreements there. Did you know that last night CNN had a town hall with President Joe Biden? You didn't? Well, you're not the only ones. Nobody showed up. I mean, the hall in which they had it, I'm guessing by looking at the hall, it probably held 400 or 500, maybe more than that. Maybe 75 people were there. Now, you could have said there was no interest, perhaps, and, you know, you still say to yourself, 75 people show up, and this guy got 81 million votes last year. Don't think so. But nonetheless, you could tell by the applause, it was a heavy pro-Biden meeting there, gathering. In fact, I think of the people that asked questions, 8 were Democrats, 3 were Republicans. National Review editor Jack Butler slammed the event, saying he feels it's a far cry from the successful town hall events of the past. A lot of those town halls are pretty lame. Saying the format should be abolished, he called it a hideous spectacle unbecoming of a self-governing republic that continues to get worse. Biden largely skated through a kind of cliff notes of current events by invoking either his preferred cliche or talking point of the moment or a variety of emotional, ironic, rhetorical devices as he saw fit. Quote, if CNN had any shame or respect for the citizens of the self-governing republic, the network would never air one of these idiotic events again, Butler added. Not sugarcoating it, is he? But don't expect that to happen anytime soon. No, as long as they can try to hold Cousin Eddie above the water line, they'll do their best. Newsbusters managing editor Curtis Hawk noted that 8 Democrats were allowed to ask questions, only 3 Republicans. Gabriel Media founder Tom Elliott sarcastically said Biden was crushing it when sharing a viral video of the president struggling to answer a fairly simple question on whether or not we should vaccinate children. Cut 1.
That's underway, just like the other question is illogical. And I've heard you speak about it because you always, I'm not being solicitous, but you're always straight up about what you're doing. And the question is whether or not we should be in a position where you are, why can't the experts say, we know that this virus is in fact, it's going to be, or excuse me, we know why all the drugs approved are not temporarily approved, but permanently approved. Yeah. That's underway, too. I expect that to occur quickly.
Well, that means, you mean for the FDA?
For the FDA. Yeah. That's underway.
Yeah. You mean, what do you mean? What do you mean, Joe? The follow-up question, Dave Rubin said, the follow-up questions from Don Lemon should have been, Joe, are you okay?
You having a good time, Joe?
Joe, do you know where you are? What's interesting is later in, I got a couple other clips here for you, but later in this town hall, Don Lemon refers to Joe Biden as the big guy. He said during the town hall, he said, you've been the big guy for 6 months now. And he goes on to ask him, give us some inside information. What's the inside scoop of the White House? The big guy. Now, why is that significant? Because the only other time that Joe Biden has been referred to as the big guy was on Hunter Biden's emails on his laptop.
Well, isn't that special?
The big guy was notably used as a reference to Cousin Eddie, Joe Biden, in a leaked email thread allegedly involving Joe's son Hunter Biden making a deal with a communist energy firm. A section of the email contained a split reading, quote, 10 held by H, Hunter, for the big guy, which was a reference to the big guy, Joe Biden. Representative Elise Stefanik from New York remarked that this connection, as well as saying, wow, even Don Lemon knows Joe Biden is the big guy. Yeah. Now, I mean, that is curious. So during the town hall, among other things. This ought to really get people riled up. Now, granted, I know Joe doesn't really know what he's talking about. And, you know, if it was anybody, if it's a Republican, anytime they examine every little comma, jot and tittle. Is that the right expression? But anyway, Cousin Eddie is up there talking about gun control. This ought to get you riled up. Listen to what he says about gun control, cut 2, and this is including handguns. Listen to what he says.
Actually, crime is down. Gun violence and murder rates are up. Guns. I'm the only guy that ever got passed legislation when I was a senator to make sure we eliminated assault weapons. The idea you need a weapon that can have the ability to fire 20, 30, 40, 50, 120 shots from that weapon, whether it's a 9mm pistol or whether it's a rifle, is ridiculous. I'm continuing to push to eliminate the sale of those things. Whether it's a 9mm pistol, I'm continuing to push to eliminate the sale of those things.
He said it. He's pushing to eliminate the sale of a 9mm pistol. He said it. Now, again, you know, well, that's Joe. You know, Joe, go back to the home. Joe, don't keep your mouth shut, Joe, and go back to the home. He's saying it. He's saying he wants to take away your right. And he didn't say, you know, it's been assault weapons up to now, as if, you know, these assault weapons, you know, Mark Robinson was saying, you know, it's hardly more powerful than a .22. Some of these, quote, assault weapons, they look cool, but they're a rifle. I mean, you'd think if you heard Joe talking that we were buying and selling machine guns. But Joe wants to take away your right to own a 9mm handgun. You know, it's interesting. Representative Matt Rosendale from Montana, you can imagine that Matt is pro-Second Amendment. He is leading an effort to introduce articles of impeachment against David Chipman. He is Joe Biden's pick to be the director of Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms and Explosives, should the Senate vote to confirm him to the position. Now, some question is whether that will happen or not. But the reason why is because Rosendale saying this guy is working against our Constitution in the fact that he wants to take away Second Amendment rights of Americans. So should we impeach Joe since he just admitted it last night on live TV? It was interesting how COVID has continued to come up. Joe Biden last night during the town hall said, we don't talk enough about this. Speaking of COVID-19, we don't talk enough about this, I don't think. One last thing that's really important is we're not in the position where we think that any virus, including the Delta virus, which is much more transmittable and more deadly in terms of unvaccinated people, the various shots that people are getting now cover that. You're okay, quote, you're okay, you're not going to get COVID if you have these vaccinations. Now, earlier today, so that was last night. In fact, you got cut 4 there?
Give me a second here.
Yeah. We'll play 3 first. Hold on. We'll go with 3 then 4. So earlier today, White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki is asked, is the Biden White House going to be transparent in releasing the numbers of people who work in the White House, on the campus of the White House, that work there? Will you be transparent and simply share with us the number of people that have been infected? Now, again, last night, Joe said, if you're vaccinated, you cannot get COVID. This is Jen Psaki, cut 3. This is Jen Psaki from earlier today.
Been a couple of days since we talked about the breakthrough case on the campus here and that you acknowledged there were additional breakthrough cases. Can you give us now the number of breakthrough cases that have occurred during the Biden presidency?
Well, I would say first that our medical experts, our health experts, have been conveying from the beginning, as have we, that there would be cases of individuals who are vaccinated who tested positive for COVID. There are 2,000 people who work on the campus, and of course, so that means that just statistically speaking, there will be people who are vaccinated individuals who get COVID on the campus. What I announced yesterday or conveyed yesterday was what our policy would be moving forward. But no, I don't think you can expect that we're going to be providing numbers of breakthrough cases, no.
Really? That's not transparency to give us a number, not the names, but a number of these cases? You must have that information.
Well, Kelly, I think, one, we're in a very different place than we were several months ago. The vast majority of individuals who are vaccinated who get COVID will be asymptomatic or have mild cases. Every individual at this White House has been offered a vaccine, and we have been very clear that we will be transparent with anyone who has had close proximity contact with the president or any of the four principals as deemed by the White House Medical Unit with all of you. And if they approve having their name released, we will also release their names, but we will protect their privacy. That will be our policy moving forward, and we understand and agree that that is in the public interest.
So, just last night, Joe Biden said, you get the vaccine, you're not going to get COVID, period. Today, Jen Psaki, press secretary for Joe Biden, they are in the same administration, comes out and said, well, come on, Kelly. You know, I mean,
circle back on that.
Yeah, circle back on that. But, you know, if you get the vaccination, you're still going to get COVID. I mean, they're going to be mom, but you're still going to have cases of COVID. First of all, can you imagine if somebody in the Trump campaign or the Trump administration would have said, related to this, no, we're not going to tell you how many, and unless they give us permission, we're not going to tell you who, but we're not going to tell you how many. This would be headline news. Whoever the press secretary would have been, Sarah Huckabee or whoever, McEnany, whoever it was at the time, they would have run her out of town had she been that direct. But suddenly the Biden White House is real casual about COVID. What's the big deal, Kelly? Yeah, you're going to have some people get it. What's the big deal? Unbelievable. Well, there you go. Hypocrisy. Hey, before we go to break, our friend and colleague and ally when it comes to music, Mark Miller from 107.9 is on the line with us right now because he's getting ready to hear some Eagles music. Hey, Mark.
Hey, what's going on there, Tom? Getting excited. Our final concert on the Common of the season, live at the Town Common in Greenville. A beautiful night. Another one. We've ordered up how many? Like 5 in a row now.
Yeah.
Where we've had picture-perfect evenings. And we've got such a treat for you. And you can tell by the crowd that's already here. On the border, the Ultimate Eagles Tribute Band is here. They take the stage in a little over a half an hour. And, I mean, what's more to say? Eagles music. You've got the band, the Eagles. You've got the solo careers of Don Henley and Joe Walsh. They're going to play so many songs that you were just like, oh, yes. I forgot about that one.
Yes.
That's so good.
I think that's why this band is so popular, is because every song they play you can sing along with. I mean, anybody that's above 40 years old is going to know every word to every song.
Every song is a stone cold hit, and they so faithfully cover them too. To do the Eagles, you really got to be a good band in terms of harmony, and they are just tremendous. And every single one of them, you close your eyes, you're going to feel like you're at an Eagles show.
Oh yeah,
and it's right in your backyard. And honestly, last time I checked, it costs a lot more to go and see the Eagles than it does to come out here. It is the free show here at the Town Common, and it is another beautiful night for it. We hope to see a lot of people. We're already seeing a lot of people here, but even more on the way, I guess.
All right, Mark Miller calling in live from the Greenville Town Common. On the border, the Ultimate Eagles Tribute Band. They get underway at 6 o'clock tonight. It's a perfect evening for Little Eagles.
In Greenville It's one of my hangouts. It's one of the places that I love. I got my friend Pietro Passalacqua. How'd I do?
You did great.
Let's talk about the food. What makes this place? I know it's special Italian from authentic Italians, but tell us why it's so special.
Because everything we do, it's really what we came up on the menu from what we did at home, from my grandparents, my parents. So it's exactly what we eat at home, and that's the way we cook. That's why it's special.
And the atmosphere in this place is special also. From the bar to the two dining areas. You got two different dining areas, and now the weather's nice, so there's going to be a lot of folks that want to eat outside.
Yeah, we have two rooms. One room is designed a little different. We're also working on the patio to make it more attractive and more useful in the summer with a cocktail service. And we're always improving our services.
And, of course, my friends here, my buddy, Chef Massimo, who I love, and Sal and Pietro, you guys do a great job here. Not just Italian, but I had a great pork chop here the other night. You got great steaks, too.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we're also adding filet mignon in the future on our menu. And Massimo is coming out with a really good side dishes for it. And so we're really excited to come out with new meats and fish dishes.
All right, Nino's on Red Banks Road in Greenville. Same people that give you Marabello's and the great pizza that you get at Marabello's, but this is fine dining at Nino's. If you haven't been here, you don't know what you're missing. Come see them at Nino's on Red Banks Road. And Pietro, what is that famous saying about Nino's?
The food that you enjoy with people that you love.
Top Dog Academy is Eastern North Carolina's complete dog training facility. Top Dog provides an excellent environment for dogs of all ages with training services and work week daycare. Top Dog is located on Highway 43 South, just 4 miles from Bells Fork, and features a comfortable, healthy environment and a spacious facility for daycare and a brand new, beautiful facility for training. Call 752-8215 or visit TopDogOnline.com.
Come on out Highway 43 South to Top Dog Academy, where we know dogs.
Living easy is the sound of children laughing as you make memories with neighbors and friends. It's the sound of nothing at all. It's the smell of the salt air. Hear the waters against the marsh grass. See the beauty of our coast. Bow Coast, located in Beaufort, North Carolina. Southern Living's best small town.
This is your Drive at 5 and ENC with Tom Lamprecht. Welcome back to News and Views on Talk 96.3 and 103.7.
Welcome back in. It is going to be gorgeous tonight for On the Border down at the Greenville Town Common, the Ultimate Eagles Tribute Band. Your weather forecast, nice. Partly cloudy, a low around 69. Tomorrow, a slight chance of afternoon showers, just a slight chance. Otherwise, sunshine with a high near 87. More of the same for tomorrow night with a low around 68. Chance of precip both in the afternoon and tomorrow night, 20%. Saturday and Sunday, both highs in the mid to upper 80s. Lots of sunshine, clear and cool in the evenings with lows in the low 70s. So a great weekend of weather. A great weekend to go out and get in some golf. Ironwood Golf and Country Club brings you weather. Voted best golf course in Greenville 2 years in a row. Ironwood Golf and Country Club boasts an 18-hole Lee Trevino design course, full-service dining and outdoor pool, tennis, and more. Our newly renovated 15,000-square-foot clubhouse is the perfect place to make new traditions with your family. For a limited time, join Ironwood, pay zero initiation fees. Call 252-752-4653. Find out what makes Ironwood the best of Greenville. 252-752-4653. Be a part of the best Ironwood Golf and Country Club. Donnie from Greenville has been waiting patiently on hold. Hey, Donnie, how are you, sir?
Doing good, doing good.
What's up?
I love your show, man.
Well, thank you. Appreciate that.
I wait for it every day.
Well, I appreciate
I just
it.
want to say, it's that vaccine, they're pushing it. I just noticed today, it's on the news, like on our local news, the CNN, they're pushing it hard. They're pushing it harder and harder every day.
Yeah.
I really feel like something's coming with it. They're getting ready to make that. They're going to try and make it mandatory.
The
passport deal, like in France right now.
Yeah, that would fit the narrative of the authoritarians. That would fit the narrative. So I hope that isn't the case. Here's the only thing that will stop it, Donnie, and that is people standing up and letting their voices be heard. You know, the Biden administration backing down off of this abolitionist critical race theory propaganda that the Department of Education was pushing. They've now backed off of that, and I think the reason why is they began to see the pushback on that issue from the American people, just parents and citizens across the board and from every background and race, just saying this is ridiculous. You claim to be anti-racist, and yet you're promoting racism, and you're turning our children into either racist or victims of racism. And I think the Biden administration said, oops, maybe we've pushed that too far. I think the same thing could happen with this vaccine if enough people. Now, I mean, a lot, I think the vast majority of true Americans are against critical race theory. There's probably more of a split between those that have been vaccinated and those who don't want to be vaccinated. But even a lot of the people that have been vaccinated, they don't necessarily want other people to be forced to be vaccinated against their will, and that's basically what it's coming down to.
Well, I mean, I read the comments a lot to see where everybody's at, and it seems like the vast majority are thinking the same thing like I do with it. Nobody don't. I mean, it's just all blown out of proportion. It's like with the LGBT, the race, the racism. They hit us from every side, and I really feel like it's a room of 100 people and 10 people get to scream real loud, and the other 90 are just standing there like looking at them like they're crazy, and we're the 90 looking at the other 10 with the critical all of it. It's Donnie, they got a boom box and we don't.
Donnie, I want to tell you, that is the best description I have heard of what is going on in a long, long time. That is a great description of what is happening. You're absolutely right. I love it.
I feel like it's like that across the board. If you turn on, I don't watch CNN, but I mean, you don't have to watch CNN. You get on Facebook. I'm watching TV, and if I catch the commercials, they're pushing the LGBT on bank cards. The sport. It don't matter where you look. It's either racist or it's LGBT rights. It's just the vaccine. I mean, it's. I'm sure if I could think for a minute, there'd be 3 more things they're pushing. It's just.
Well, as I announced at the beginning of the program, 2 major hospital systems are now saying Duke, University Health Systems, and UNC Health said everybody that works for them must be vaccinated by September the 21st. Vidant, now again, those are those hospitals they own. The hospitals in eastern North Carolina, down in Kinston, up in Goldsboro, over in Rocky Mount, they are managed but not owned. They are not a part of that mandate. But Biden came out and said, we're not sure yet. I hope they don't go there. And the reason why I think they might not is because they're in need of some of their employees in the medical side of things. I don't know if they're in need of all the administration side, but in the medical side, the nurses and the doctors, they need them. I don't know if they'll force them or not. And my hunch is many of them have already been vaccinated anyway.
Well, we have what? It's probably been, 6 months? It ain't even been 6 months since lockdowns were let loose and everything's kind of got back to normal. Has it been 6 months?
Yeah, probably. Well, I mean, since it's been normal, probably more like
since
3
the vaccine,
months. Yeah.
We'll say since the vaccine came out where everybody could get it.
Yeah, 6
and
months.
The hospitals, we'll say it kind of feels like it's somewhat back to normal now.
Right.
Well, a few months ago when it just started, everybody could get whoever wanted the vaccine could get it. The hospitals were not overwhelmed or whatever they were saying when we were locked down, And the more over the past 6 months, we'll say, or 4 months, more people have gotten the vaccine. The percentage of Americans have gotten it over the time. More and more people have gotten it from 0% to whatever 60, 70% is at. the
Approximately,
hospitals are
yeah,
not getting
approximately.
worse.
Yeah.
You know, the
No.
hospitals have not gotten worse, and more people have gotten it. So
Right.
it's
And
just mind your own business.
That is the key. That you just hit the nail on the head. I reported that yesterday. Even though there are some numbers going up with the Delta variant of COVID, those numbers are up, but the hospitalizations are not up, and the deaths are not even occurring. So it's a lot to do. I'm not saying about nothing, but it's certainly overblown. Donnie, great point. I love your analogy. 10 people with a boom box and 90. Yeah, there you go.
Pay attention to what's happening in France. They
Yeah.
tried to lock there where you couldn't go to the grocery store, all that. Those people stood up and put a stop to that. He backtracked real fast.
Yep. Well, if they push that kind of thing, I even wonder if they start to lock down again. I don't think people if they stood up in France against the lockdowns, I think they'll stand up pretty loudly in the United States.
I hope it's a different story this time if they do.
Yep. Thanks, Donnie. Appreciate the call. 561-8255. I tell you what, let's take a time out and let's come back and play political trivia, shall we? The number to call, 252-561-8255. Your category for political trivia today, they share this in common. And I tested this question out, and it was answered correctly in about 100th of a second. So I think it's going to go quick. Give us a call. We'll play when we get back.
Break the chain. Eat local. Tiebreakers.
Hey, this is Hank Hinton back here at Full Service Flooring in Winterville. I'm here today with Corey Little, who's the operations manager here at Full Service Flooring. Corey's been here 6 months, but you've been in construction a long time. Tell us about what you do here at Full Service Flooring.
Yeah, I got over here about 6 months ago. I've been in construction for, like I said, a little over 20 years, and I've known Tim for a long time now, and he's brought me over here to see what new kind of things I can bring to the store and to our customers. And I'm in charge of scheduling, and I don't know what else. I'm in charge of everything. It seems like we work together as a team and try to pull it all together. I might do a measure one day and do a commercial floor the next day, but we just kind of all work together and pull it all together at one time.
So what's new in flooring? What is the hot new thing?
The hot new thing's LVP or LVT, depending on what you're looking for, which look you're looking for. It's a waterproof product. It's absolutely fantastic. You can't really beat it.
A lot cheaper than hardwoods?
It is definitely a cost-effective alternative to hardwoods, yes, sir.
So, Corey, how is business right now?
And business is good. Despite the pandemic, we're still seeing a lot of new customers in the store, and we get an opportunity to introduce our products in a lot of different situations right now.
Corey, you've got a lot of experience in the construction industry. How is that helping you here with people, helping people with flooring here at Full Service Flooring?
Sure. I try to take the experiences that I've gained over my time in construction to help apply that to the flooring, whether it be with what the structure is made out of, the subfloor that we're going over top of, or maybe even just how it coordinates with your kitchen cabinets in construction or in your bathroom and how the tub and everything all ties together.
And a customer can just come here and see you anytime?
Absolutely. We're here 6 days a week, and we just love to see a new customer in here anytime. They can always call us and schedule something with us so we can make sure we have our time allotted for them.
Corey, thank you so much. That's Corey Little here at Full Service Flooring. Come see these guys. They're on Tilco Drive in Winterville, 756-9308 and fullserviceflooring.com.
In North Carolina, we get up before the sun rises and stay up into the wee hours of the night. We believe in working hard and playing harder. Behind every meal, there's a farmer, and behind every farmer, there's got to be NC, the official state identity program for North Carolina agricultural products. Look for the Got to Be NC logo wherever you shop or eat, and you'll know you're getting a quality product grown, raised, caught, or made in North Carolina.
Welcome back. It is time for political trivia. Your category, they share this in common. Your prize package includes a free oil change for your car or pickup at Dave Davis's East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep or at Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. a gift certificate from Fit for Life 24, including 2 free training sessions with a fitness coach, a $20 gift card to the Pirates Cove Car Wash, proud partner of the ECU Courtesy Car Program, a gift card for a free round of golf with cart at Ironwood, a $20 gift card to Mucho Bueno for lunch or dinner. Mucho Bueno, real Mexican street food, located in front of the Westbrook Shopping Center, US 70 West in Havelock. Also a $20 gift card to Gwendy's Goodies Bakery in Aden, delicious baked fresh made from scratch goodies, and a gift card to University PC Care. Remember, if anyone in your family has recently won, let 60 days pass before you play again. First up from Greenville, we have Terry on the line. Hi, Terry.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing well. You ready to play?
I'll give it a shot.
All right, here you go. Here's your question. The category, they share this in common. What distinction do Presidents Washington, Jefferson, Teddy Roosevelt, and Lincoln share that is unique to just these 4 presidents?
Give me the name of the presidents one more time.
Washington, Jefferson, Teddy Roosevelt, and Lincoln.
I'm going to say they're the ones on Mount Rushmore.
You got it! I said it was going to go quick. It did. Yes, they are the 4 presidents that are carved into the face of Mount Rushmore. The artist Gutzon Berglund selected these 4 presidents because, from his perspective, they represented the most important events in the history of the United States. Congratulations, Terry, and hang on. That was quick. Hang on the line. Clark's going to get all your information. We'll get you those gift certificates, and for those who didn't call quick enough, sorry. Terry beat you to the punch. I'll be right back.
Got a trade? Now's the time. Greenville Toyota. Never history is your trade be worth more. Get paid today. Then get a new Toyota hot off the delivery truck. Hurry before they're gone. Like Camrys, $189 a month. Rush to Greenville Toyota.
Anything could happen ever since I met you. Let me take you dancing.
Introducing Pepsi Mango.
Air Service is back at Pitt Greenville Airport, offering safe, clean facilities and flights from American Airlines. That means the short commute, quicker lines, and better prices that get you where you're going fast and easy. See it for yourself. There's great things inside at Pitt Greenville Airport.
Sawyer's Fun Park in Winterville is now open. With over 40,000 square feet of family fun, daily money-saving deals, and a full-service restaurant, Sawyer's Fun Park is guaranteed to have something the whole family will love. Test your ninja skills on our 2-story obstacle course or head over to one of our 5 rock walls and race your friends to the top. And when you've worked up an appetite in our laser tag arena or our one-of-a-kind ropes course, grab a table over at the restaurant and try our world-famous Southern Monster Fries. Reserve your spot today at SawyersFunPark.com and come join in on the fun.
My name is Dr. Neeti Armistead, Chief Medical Officer for Vidant Health. The following simple steps will help keep you and your community safe. Stay home as much as possible, wear a mask when out in public, avoid large gatherings, practice social distancing, and wash hands often. It's also important not to delay needed care. Vidant has taken important steps to provide you and your family with a safe environment. Learn more about COVID-19 and Vidant's response. Call 252-847-8000 or visit vidanthealth.com/COVID-19.
Acre Station Meat Farm, along with Lane Angus Beef, bring you Farm to Fork Beef.
Stock your freezers now with affordable beef boxes, just in time for the grilling season.
Farm to Fork Beef brings quality local beef to your family. From your traditional butcher shop, Acre Station Meat Farm. Come on down to Acre Station Meat Farm and find out why we're #1 in fresh cuts and friendly service.
Acre Station Meat Farm, Highway 32 North, Pinetown.
This one's for everyone who spends the amount of time it would take to watch a movie, agreeing on which movie to watch. You've compromised enough. Pepsi Zero Sugar.
Air Service is back at Pitt Greenville Airport, offering safe, clean facilities and flights from American Airlines. That means the short commute, quicker lines, and better prices that get you where you're going fast and easy. See it for yourself. There's great things inside at Pitt Greenville Airport.
Toyota shoppers, now's the time at Greenville Toyota. Shipments of factory fresh Toyotas are arriving daily and being sold almost immediately, like Corollas for $159 a month. Get yours before they're gone. Now's the time. Rush to Greenville Toyota.
Ride
Shotgun with your 5 o'clock drive.
Man, the drive home should be a delight.
This is Tom Lamprecht with more news and views on Talk 96.3 and 103.7.
Congratulations, Terry from Greenville. You got our political trivia right. What do they have in common? Washington, Jefferson, Teddy Roosevelt, and Lincoln are the 4 presidents up on Mount Rushmore. And Terry got a boatload of goodies we'll get to you. 561-8255. Let's go to John. He's on the line. Wants to talk about the COVID shots. Hey, John. John.
Hey, how are you?
Yeah, there you are. I'm doing well.
So out there in Biden, what we dealt with is at the beginning of all of this, the hospitals were empty when we were told they were overflowing with patients. You could throw a baseball down the hallway and not hit anybody. And now we're at the point where, you know, that we've got shots in arms, and it seems like every 5 or 10 minutes we've got a stroke team going somewhere, or we've got, you know, cardiac calls going out on the radio, and business is booming now. So for a company that's been struggling for years to find help and decent help at that, I think it would be extremely foolish to force that on their employees. I know just in the past few months there's been multiple emails about that we're at code red capacity, level red capacity, all hands on deck. They don't even want people to go home when they're sick because they're struggling that bad to have workers in there.
Yeah, you know,
I think that's a terrible idea.
Well, I hope that the folks over at Biden would have the same thought process that you would have. Yeah, I just don't. Yeah. Hey, thanks for the call, John. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Have a good evening.
You too. We'll see where it goes. I'm not sure whether or not Biden will follow in the footsteps of the other hospitals. They usually seem to, but we'll see on this. Maybe it'll be a different story. Town Hall is reporting the situation where Jim Jordan and Representative Jim Banks, the 2 Republicans that Kevin McCarthy wanted to put, 2 of the 5 that he wanted to put on this January 6th commission. Of course, Nancy Pelosi said yesterday that she would not seat them. And then later in the day, McCarthy said, okay, well, you know what? We're going to pull everybody off that committee. It's a joke. And there's been a lot of people that I think in a real sense are almost pleased, I know I am, that the Republicans aren't going to participate, because it would have just given legitimacy to a fraud. The Jim Banks, the Republican from Indiana, he wanted to call to the hearing the head of the Capitol Police Union, who was a very loud critic of the security failures, which really fall on the shoulders, I should say, of Nancy Pelosi. What's interesting is he went to Benny Thompson. Benny Thompson, I think, isn't Benny Thompson the guy that was during the big hurricane down in New Orleans? Wasn't he the guy that was, it was the big hurricane that hit New Orleans, but it also affected Mississippi? He was hiding a bunch of money in a freezer or something like that. Anyway, he's the Democrat. He heads up this committee, and Banks went to Thompson and said he planned to call the head of the Capitol Police Union, and apparently Thompson was in agreement with that. Was going to oblige, and this is Jim Banks is what he's saying. He said, "Well, this is why Nancy Pelosi won't let us be on there." And Jim Jordan, you know, he inferred the same thing yesterday, that they have always been constantly referring back to the fact that, wait a minute, we had information coming down before what happened on January 6th happened. We knew there was going to be an issue there. They had information, and yet the secretary, the speaker, I should say, did nothing about it. I'm glad that they're not participating. Again, I think it would just have given legitimacy to a kangaroo court. Daily Wire is reporting on Hunter Biden. You know, he has got those wonderful pieces of artwork. I mean, just people can't get a hold of them quick enough. You know, I mean, you're going to tell me you take paint, you put it in a straw, and you blow through the straw, and the paint spits up on the canvas. And you're going to tell me that, and never done any artwork before in his life, just picked it up after he becomes the son of the newest president, and people now want to pay $500,000 to buy it. Hunter Biden is reportedly expected to meet with prospective buyers of his high-priced artwork, a development which comes after the White House claimed that the identities of the buyers will be kept a secret. And who thinks this is a good idea? Who thinks this is promoting government ethics? The shows, a small private affair in Los Angeles and a larger exhibit in New York City, will give Biden the opportunity to interact with potential buyers of his paintings, which the gallery expects to sell for as much as $500,000, according to CBS News. CBS News. I mean, this isn't some right-wing publication. This is CBS reporting this. Asked whether Hunter Biden would attend events, George Burgess Gallery's spokeswoman Robin Davis said, "Oh, yes, with pleasure. He's looking forward to it. Of course he'll be there." The report comes after the Biden administration claimed that the identities of buyers will be kept a secret from Hunter, from Joe, from the administration, and from the American people. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki previously said that keeping the identities of the buyers a secret, a deal that the White House reportedly helped craft, provided quite a level of protection and transparency. Well, why is it the liberal groups that are always trying to hide something love the word transparency? But wait a minute. He's going to be interacting with potential buyers, but he'll have no clue who the buyers are. So are they going to put a blindfold on the guy? Here, you can touch their face, but you can't, we're going to disguise their voices, and you're not allowed to look at them. This is unbelievable. A source familiar with the matter told CBS News Hunter Biden will not discuss potential purchases, prices, or anything related to selling the artwork. But that raises the question, how would the public ever know what was discussed? Yeah. I mean, transparency. Nobody's allowed to know anything, but this is the best way to be transparent. And just yesterday, this genius in the White House said, we need to have more of my spending programs passed through Congress so we can spend more money because this is the best way to curb inflation. Wow. Walter Schaub, the former head of the Office of Government Ethics under Obama, this is a guy under Obama, blasted the idea that Hunter Biden would meet with prospective buyers of his artwork, which would go as high as $500,000. Quote, is Hunter Biden going to walk around the art show blindfolded? It just goes to show you the focus isn't on government ethics. It's just showing the child of a president can cash in on the presidency. Bingo. The Biden family, I mean, this is the truth. The Biden family they're like small-time crime operators running a numbers game or something in the inner city. Remember Spiro Agnew? You know why he had to leave office in disgrace? He pled no contest to the charges that he was still taking kickback money that began from a construction company when he was the county executive for Baltimore County. He was the county executive, started taking kickback money, went to be the governor of Maryland, continued to take the kickback money, got all the way up to the vice presidency, and was still taking the kickback money. I mean, he was a small-time petty operator, but a thief cannot walk away from collecting on an extortion payment. I mean, they can't. It's in their blood, and it's in the Biden blood. Schaub has repeatedly slammed the administration over the way it is handling the situation involving Hunter Biden, who currently is under federal criminal investigation over matters related to taxes and his foreign business dealings. Now, don't expect those to go too far, but would you not think, even though nothing's going to happen to Hunter Biden, nothing is going to happen to the guy. Nothing happened to Hillary. Nothing will happen to Hunter. But you would think that this was all the more reason that he walked the straight and narrow. I mean, my gosh, we've got evidence on his laptop, and yet he still wants to. He can't help himself. Biden should beg his son to stop this art sale, bringing all the pressure a father can bring on the son, Schwab said. If that fails, he should insist on disclosure of the buyers and commit to publicly releasing all records of any meeting between any government official and any of the buyers. Quote, imagine being a government official who pipes up at a meeting to say, darkness is the best disinfectant. Oh, that's what the Biden administration believes, I guess. Let's see. Let's keep it outsourced, keeping it secret. It really takes some chutzpah to sell this as an ethics win. I mean, but for the most part, he'll get away with it. I don't expect any time soon to see Hunter Biden get in any kind of trouble at all. He'll just double down and keep on taking. I mean, if he gets in trouble, it will be because he keeps on taking and taking and taking. Eventually, Daddy won't be in the White House. Eventually, Republicans will be in charge. Unfortunately, though, Republicans, if history tells us anything, they won't do anything about it. They'll just say, well, let bygones be bygones. It's happened in the past. And so somebody else down the road will go ahead and do the same thing that Hunter did. Hey, our thanks for you joining us today. And again, congratulations to Terry from Greenville, our political trivia winner. We're off tomorrow. We'll be back on Monday. We'll see you then at 5 o'clock. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye, everybody.
In North Carolina, we get up before the sun rises and stay up into the wee hours of the night. We believe in working hard and playing harder. Behind every meal, there's a farmer, and behind every farmer, there's got to be NC, the official state identity program for North Carolina agricultural products. Look for the Got to Be NC logo wherever you shop or eat, and you'll know you're getting a quality product grown, raised, caught, or made in North Carolina.
We're on location at Fabric and Home Furnishings, and I'm back with my friend Lisa Pendry. And Lisa's been telling me about all the great renovations that have been going on here in the store, and I've been looking around, and it looks fantastic. Tell us what you've done here.
Well, we've knocked some walls down, we've painted, we've added some new vendors, lots of new exciting things going on. So we're making room for everybody to get what they need to transform their homes.
Looks fantastic in here. Last time we talked, you were saying that you were able to deliver a lot faster than most other furniture stores. Is that still the case?
It is. It's changed a little bit, but we're still looking at around 8 to 10 week delivery, and we do sell our floor samples right off the floor.
All right, we always say that Fabric and Home Furnishings is more than just a fabric store, so tell us what the more is all about. What when people come in, what should they expect?
Well, we love to get to know our customers. I have the best crew I've ever had, and everybody on my team is an interior designer. So we offer in-home design service, which we always have, but now